Let's get straight to it, man. Like I said, easy victory for Manny Pacquiao. Adrian Broner, man. It's time to hang it up, bro. It's time to get out of there. You let a 40-year-old man go in there and demolish you. I mean, my thing is this. You 28 years old, and you get in the ring with a guy that's 40. And let's not get it mistaken. Manny Pacquiao is an 8-time division champion. He has all the experience necessary to to beat you, and that was going to happen anyway. But the bottom line is this: you 28 years old, and you get in the ring with a guy that's 40. Yeah, bro, you got to utilize all stops. You got to utilize your foot movement. You got to make sure you let your hands go, and that's always been the problem for Adrian Broner. He refuses to let his hands go. And there was no way he was going to win this fight, no matter what his age was. If you're not going to be willing to exchange with the guy and let more than one or two punches go, you're not going to be victorious. So that's pretty much what was happening throughout the fight. I gave him maybe 3 rounds in that fight, really two, you know. Um, Fourth round I gave him. I think I gave him around the seventh or the eighth round, and maybe somewhere in the 10th. Other than that, Manny Pacquiao dictated the pace. He uh, he landed the stronger, powerful shots. He um, he pretty much had Adrian Broner at bay. Adrian Broner he just couldn't let his hands go. Even when he had opportunities to, he couldn't because Manny Pacquiao's head movement, all of that head movement, herky jerkiness that he would do, fainting, faking in and out, was throwing Broner's timing off, and he wasn't able to. Even if he did have a plan to let his hands go, he refused to do it because he caught a couple of shots in the mouth. He almost got knocked down in one of those rounds. So I pretty much had the fight pegged outside of the knockout. I was looking for Manny Pacquiao to probably put him away between 6 and 8, and I was close. He almost knocked him down, and that probably would have been the end of the fight. At that point, Broner was tired. Manny Pacquiao was tired too. You can really see the age showing in this fight, but for 40 years old, me and him share the same birth date, same year. For 40 years old, man, you got to give that guy a lot of credit for getting in there, being able to do that, and pulling out a pretty substantial victory. So hopefully, him and Floyd can get back in there one more time and make this money and entertain the fans, man, and send everybody away happy that they saw the fight. To me, this fight is nothing close to redemption in my book. Maybe for Manny Pacquiao it will be, but to me it would just be a homage being paid to boxing for two guys that pretty much held the sport of boxing up, guys that's in a lower weight class, that got in there pretty much with class, for the most part. Floyd had some hiccups in there, especially with the Larry Merchant situation, but overall, you know, and also, he caught a couple of bad breaks with the media due to him possibly putting hands on his ex and all of this stuff. But overall, he had a pretty decent career in the ring, and we want to keep it classy in the ring, and that's pretty much what Floyd did and what he brought to boxing. And showed all these young guys how to make money and how to collaborate and with the right people, shake hands with the right people, and set up big fights. You can see that happening with Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, guys like Keith Thurman is trying to do his thing. Deontay Wilder is trying to control his destiny. You're seeing a lot of guys starting their own little small promotional companies and things of that nature. So before that, it was just really Oscar De La Hoya, Roy Jones. Those two were doing it when it was kind of unheard of for boxers to be doing that. So you gotta give credit to where credit is due. The guy brought some things to boxing. But Manny Pacquiao, class act, man. As always, he got in there and put on the show with what he could do. You can see him breathing harder. You can see him wanting to do things, but his reflexes just weren't there. He just couldn't do it, even though he wanted to. He wasn't able to do it. If had this been a year, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, man, Pacquiao would have put Adrian Broner away, man. So and then too, Adrian Broner came in way overweight. The guy looked like he was almost 160 in the ring tonight. So, it's no telling. He had to be up there in the high 150s. He had to be. So he was heavy, and there was nothing Manny Pacquiao was going to be able to do to get him out of there. But he did his best, man. He brought the fight to Adrian Broner, and that's what we all expected. So, in the end, congratulations to Manny Pacquiao, and I hope that he's able to get that fight with Floyd, man, to kind of cement his career and send him into retirement, and he can do some good things, man, in his country and keep holding up boxing. He's had an excellent career, so I'm proud of him for getting in there and doing what he did tonight. And like I said, it's really nothing much more to the fight than that. If you didn't see it, but if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it was Adrian Broner did not let his hands go. Same as Badu Jack. Same as I don't even know. I think his last name was Warren. Um, didn't let his hands go. All of these black fighters, man. These guys get in there and they work on defense and they work on all this movement. They do all of these things, but they don't want to follow up with the footwork. If you're gonna do all of this movement, and all of this slick stuff, being a slickster in the ring, at least follow up with a few combinations or some counter shots or something of that nature. You should never be in the ring moving erratically for no reason, for no purpose. It should always be a purpose behind what you're doing in the ring, and it trips me out because you hear these guys saying that they watch Floyd's fights and this and that, but if you did, you would know that he never just went in there and moved erratically for no reason. He always had something coming behind it, a pull counter, a check hook, a shot to the body, followed up with a 1-2. It was always a follow up behind what he was doing. So I just don't understand what these guys are in the ring thinking about. And Adrian Broner wants to yell out that basically he got robbed in the fight, and I don't see how you could get robbed when you only throwing one or two punches around, bro. I mean, come on, man. That 117, 111 card was pretty much on point. 112 wasn't bad, but I mean, they were on point. You didn't do anything in the fight. You landed some okay shots here and there in the fight. Um, between maybe 7 and 8, and you ended up getting clipped. You ended up getting caught by Manny Pacquiao in the midst of you having a pretty successful round, where you possibly could have squeezed out, a third round on some people's card, or maybe 4 rounds on some people's cards. But it was nothing more than that. But anyway, man, I'm over my little limit. I'm gonna get out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed the fight, man. I'll see y'all at the next one. It's probably gonna be Keith Thurman next week. And then we're going to move on to Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. I'm out. Peace.